Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. I'm Tobias, and this is Knife Chats. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Stick around, it's going to be a fun one. Yep, got another bird and trout knife. In this case, it's by Hen Rooster, world's finest cutlery since 1845. While the company may go back to 1845, its current owner does not go back to 1845. Hen Rooster is now a registered trademark of Jim Frost, of Frost Cutlery fame. So these knives are now, the Hen Rooster knives that are produced, they're still, many of them are still made in Germany, but they are also made in Spain. Matter of fact, Hen Rooster has been making knives in Spain for some time too, long before Jim Frost came about. But they're also now being made in China and Pakistan too. This box does not say where it was made, but I still decided to go ahead and get it because I knew one thing for certain. All the parts were assembled in the United States because this is a Michael J. Prater signature series knife. And let's just get it out of the box and look at it. And oh, by the way, it did come in the box loose like this. It wasn't in a plastic bag or anything else. Knife tucked in the sheath. So we'll talk about the sheath in a minute. So I've been on a bird and trout knife kick for a couple months now. And in any case, I was watching the TV late at night, and Todd Boone showed this knife. Not this particular one. He actually showed one known as the Feathered Macaw. And I looked at it and goes, you know, that's a nice little bird and trout knife. It falls right into the category of what I want. And, and I don't have a Hen Rooster bird and trout knife, so why not go ahead and take a chance at it? And I was thinking, well, who knows how well a Hen Rooster is put together these days. I know a lot of people swear by them, but I thought, well, this is Michael J. Prater, so I'm assuming that a man like Michael J. Prater is going to have some pride in his name. After all, he does make painted pony knives, which go for like $250 and up. So I thought I'll go ahead and take a shot at a Michael J. Prater signature series knife and a bird and trout, and that's what I ended up getting. Now this particular handle is known as the Emerald River. I think that's what it was called, Emerald River, and you see it there. It's a mixture of green, white, several shades of green, white, and then this gold metallic looking color in there. And this is Corelon. Now for those who don't know, Corelon is a swirly plastic material. It's a high grade swirly plastic material, some kind of acrylic, I'm assuming. And the trademark for Corelon is actually owned by Jim Frost. But it seems like Michael J. Prater is the one who seems to make knives with it exclusively. And so he's making them exclusively for Jim Frost. And so in this case, he put his name on a Hen Rooster. I've also seen his name show up on like Steel Warriors as well with some kind of Corelon handle. But this one is really kind of neat. And can you see the sparkling in there? What Prater has done is he has actually mixed pearl dust into the handle. So while he was mixing the Corelon, I'm assuming the gold Corelon, he emptied in mother of pearl dust, and this was dust from his workshop. Basically. He does a lot of work with pearl and everything, and so when you're cutting pearl, you're going to have the leftover pearl that is dust, and then you've got the little chips and everything. And so I think what he does is he just takes all those unusable chips, and he broke them down into, and then just crushed them until they were just dust, and mixed it in with the gold here,
And well, you can see the sparkle in that. It really does look awesome. I mean, it looks a whole lot better in person than it does on the camera. But it was just, I saw it not on the TV, but I saw it on the Cutlery Corner Network website. And it's like, yeah, that's the one I'll go with. I wanted a Hen Rooster bird and trout knife. I was more trusting to go ahead and grab it with Michael J. Prater's signature on it than just a regular Hen and Rooster, because I thought it would be like a second quality control check. And quite frankly, did a pretty good job. You see the handles there. I wish this would have been rounded off, and if it would have been rounded off, it would have looked a little bit better. But if you notice, those are pretty much even going across there. Same on this side. Now it looks like one side is thicker than the other, but that's not the case. It's an optical illusion because of the white coloring and the Corelon. Both sides of this knife are the same thickness. It's about I would say like 3/32 or something of that nature. It's just under an eighth of an inch thickness on both handles, which gives you a very good grip on this little bird and trout knife. Size wise, I have seen it listed as everything from 7 1/8, or I'm sorry, between 7 and 7 1/4 inches, and that's because it basically falls in right at 7 1/8 inches. You could push it back. If you straighten it out in a certain way, it comes out 7 inches, but if you turn it another way, it comes in right at around 7 1/4. But it's really like 7 1/8 inches. It's very hard to get an exact measurement for it. Blade length is right at 3 1/4 inches with a cutting edge that is 3 inches long. It's really nice and sharp too. It's got a good edge going on to it. You can see the Michael J. Prater's signature on there. Let's see if I can get it right. There you go. You can see his signature in there. This is not etched. This is like a pad stamping. That is basically where they transfer the ink onto the blade, and then it's somehow sealed with heat and everything. And they have perfected doing that these days. So those signatures last on the blades for a very long time, even with use and such. So that's good. You see here the C. Bertram cutlery and the Hen and Rooster tang stamp there. And then on the other side, you see it is 440 stainless steel. But nowhere does it say the knife was in Germany or came from Germany. So I do not know where the blade stock was actually made. But it definitely feels good. And like I said, it's nice and sharp right out of the box. You do have this little jimping going on here, so you can get your thumb on there, and it holds really well. And yeah, you can definitely get up on that blade and do whatever kind of scraping you want to do with it. But just holding the knife feels really good in the hand, right to the point that I am definitely thinking of buying another one of these, just your standard Hen and Rooster. They have one that has a stag handle that only goes back to about here, because if you were to see the full tang of the knife, back here there's a slot here for a lanyard hole that you do not see here, because Prater has pulled the handle all the way back to the back. Now if you were to run your hand along this, you would feel that the Corelon is not quite as wide as the handle, so you can feel the full tang coming all the way around, but it is nice. Now, normally I'm not a big fan of black leather sheaths. I do have a couple, but I prefer brown sheaths most of the time. But I will tell you now that this is a pretty decent sheath. The quality is not bad at all. It's a little thinner than like the one I have from Case or from Berenson, but it's definitely a good stiff leather. I think it could be a little more supple. I'll work on that, but it's definitely thick enough for the knife. It's a lightweight sheath, but it is well stitched and put together really nice. And in the case of this one, I'm okay with it being black, because that handle really pops against that black. And you see there the Hen Rooster logo and C. Bertram Cutlery is in there. You can make that out all right. And you got a belt loop that's about 1.5 to 2 inches, so it's going to fit most little belts. So you could actually belt carry this sheath. Normally what I do with these kind of knives is I just toss them in a cargo pocket. This one is not something you'd be tossing in a cargo pocket though, simply because, well, it's even though it is just a Michael J. Prater custom or a signature series, it's still a really nice looking knife. The only thing I have to say negative about it is I wish the handle would have been pinned on. I would have loved it if there were a couple brass pins going through there holding that handle on. So the one thing we do know is that most likely, unless he's got hidden pins going on, this is just glued in place. But it's not like something that you'd be planning on taking out into the woods and beating the crap out of it. I mean, it really is something. Yeah, I could picture myself cutting up steak with it or something, but yeah, I'm not going to be taking it out and doing a lot of heavy use with it. But man, I tell you, I really do like it. I'm very impressed with it. I'm impressed with the shape of the knife also. I will definitely pick up another one of these for a user, and I will keep this one for the collection and also for light use around the house and stuff, like cutting up a steak or cutting up, I gotta cut something with it, just got to. But yeah, very pretty knife. Don't know what else I can say about it. I will probably get another Michael J. Prater Emerald River too, because I really like the way that handle looks. In the meantime, I'm just going to cut it now and send you off to the slideshow, and then I'm going to turn off the camera and admire the knife a little bit more. But you can admire it in the slideshow where I compare it with a bunch of other knives too. Talk to you soon.
Yee doggy, I told you it was going to be a fun one. Sure hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a comment and give it that big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell, and go out there and tell your friends there's another episode just around the corner. Thanks a lot for visiting. Really appreciate you being here. Talk to you again soon.